Howdy folks, and welcome to round 3. This is an awkward hand that can probably get there, so I am going to keep it. Obviously an active Trollhide or an Assault Griffin will be pretty insane. And even any of our smaller creatures obviously get much more threatening if we're able to suit them up. Alright, we'll just chill for a bit. Alright, so here we go. Excuse me. Boo. Hopefully this isn't the black deck. With all the ridiculous cards that we passed through. Oh. We'll wait and see. We've got a couple of turns yet to hit our land. And I have faith that we can do that, since the options are land or just any of our 3 drops. That's ugly for us. Go, go, go. Alright. The need to hit another 5th land to go Trollhide with Regen up on our Assault Griffin and actually be able to start doing things is kind of awkward, but what can you do? I would be ecstatic if our opponent didn't opt to have a follow-up here, although that's probably asking a little bit too much. Well, our deck is a little bit less good against the perfect curve out, or rather the hand that we chose to keep is not exactly perfect against the perfect curve out. Well, at least that's the land we wanted. Can we afford to take the next full swing? I think actually we have to block if we get the chance. Obviously if he has Sorin's Thirst or something, we're just dead, but I think if we're able to trade with the Skywinder Drake here, we may want to go ahead and do that. 3, 6, actually that only puts us at 10. Yeah, I think blocking is obviously the safe choice, but I think we need to get an active Trollhide here to stay in this game. And so I'm going to gamble on him not being able to kill her. Oh. Jeez. And it looks like my gamble is not going to pay off. Pacifism would be pretty good. Trollhide's also a card we can draw, although it's much less good for us here. Much as I would love to have the opportunity to Acidic Slime his lands, we just can't do that. So go like this, and I think we're drawing dead, but it's possible he will make an error that will let us stay in this. Okay, we'll do something about it. Well, that is in pretty direct competition for the best card we possibly could have drawn. It may very well not be enough, but at least it stops the Tormented Soul. We're obviously going to trade away the Assault Griffin if we're given a chance. No, we are not going to be given that chance, it looks like. Alright. So as long as he continues to have nothing, we're not completely blown out here. Under the sink. Alright, so we need to draw a land or a creature that doesn't cost 5 or more. Alright, so we're technically still in this. Sorry? I'm okay with that. It's pretty clearly not ideal, but I'm not the most concerned about losing to milling right now. That's a very nice catch here. All right. Going to choose to begin pushing through for damage here, just because sitting at 1 is obviously a super precarious place to be, and if he had removal, he obviously would have used it to just win last turn, and he needs a swamp anyway. I'm okay using the Lawkeeper to keep the Tormented Soul down, although we'll obviously toss a pacifism on it in order to begin being able to swing with another creature before too long. That's unfortunate. It would have been pretty nice to catch the looter with that, but we didn't. Obs. We very nearly let the Tormented Soul swing. That would have been suboptimal for reasons that I think are pretty obvious. No spell. Very nice. Alright, so we'll toss the pacifism on the soul to keep that from being an issue. And we can use the Lawkeeper to tap down the bats, which means we can get in with the Assault Griffin and a Slime. No, we don't actually need to be that greedy, so we'll just get in with the Assault Griffin here. And we will choose to auto-yield to this, because I can't imagine having a lot of responses. Well, that's unfortunate for us. Oh. That must be nice. Guess I was a little too ambitious when I decided to swing with the Griffin, and now we pay for it. Yep. Highly unfortunate. Alright. So how do we want to sideboard here? Our opponent's deck seems fine. Although if we just had a little bit more early action going on, I don't think it would have been, we would have gotten into nearly such a bad place. Is there anything we actually want to bring in here? No. Naturalize. We only saw the one really good target for naturalize. The levitation. But I don't think that's enough to be worth bringing it in for, so I think we're just going to keep running like this. Alright, so our deck gives us another chance to make a risky keep. Based on the way the last game played out, I am going to choose to keep this because all we needed was one or two early blockers, and we already have something that we can cast. So no matter what, I think we're okay here. Because obviously if last game had gone down with us having 5 or so or more life because we played something before turn 5 or 4, it would have worked out much more nicely for us. There. And that completely validates everything we've done, or something. That's not actually true, but it does mean that we're going to have Sacred Wolf with Trollhide on it, which is pretty badass. Possibly not as badass as that, though. That's a pretty solid draw here. Pretty solid but awkward draw here. I'm gonna play it even though it's awkward, just because if we don't, then we're taking like damage in chunks of 4, and that's just too much. Obviously, if we don't draw another land, we're still in kind of a gross position, but oh, I'm okay with that. Oh wow. I am alright with the Lawkeeper being sort of the wrong choice, because we get to catch a 2-for-1 and start getting back in for damage. and we're just running a million gas at this point in time. Now the $1,000,000 question is, did our opponent go all in on this? Pretty close. I'm okay with this though. Alright, because we have 2 troll hides, I am going to elect to suit up my Pegasus. And obviously, even if we get 2 for 1 here, we still have the Sacred Wolf troll hide combo thing to work on, so that's still a very good place for us to be at. And Looter is an example of the sort of creature that isn't going to help him out. Pretty exciting. Yeah, our opponent just got a little bit too greedy and our deck helped us out this time. So that's pretty good. Slow but good. Alright then. So it feels like most of the conclusions we reached earlier still hold true here. I wonder if we actually want 1 Divine Favor instead of 1 Troll Hide. I'm not sure if that variety is worth the objective loss in quality. I don't think it is. Well, let's run this and see what happens. Hopefully we get a reasonable hand and not something we have to gamble on. I feel like... Oh, that's... It's kind of a gambly hand, but I'm willing to gamble on it. And our opponent is helping us out by going to 5. Oh, we're on the play. Oh, that makes his hand much stronger. Well, maybe not much stronger. Somewhat stronger. The fact that our opponent wasn't in a position to pound us in the face a bunch before we could cast Web is nice. That's excellent for us. Insofar as it's actually a creature that we can cast. Coral Merfolk is inconvenient, but it's not going to be the end of the world for us. No, he has things like Looter that we would rather be able to Arachnus Web, so we'll take a few beats from the Merfolk. It's not ideal, but we can Arachnus Web whatever the follow-up is, and Acidic Sliming a land, if he manages to be in a lot of trouble, will be really strong for us. Right. That's a reasonable example of something that we can choose to Arachnus Web. and then we're in a pretty super stabilized position next turn once we cast Acidic Slime. And the turn after, if given the chance, we'll probably Troll Hide with Regen on it. That's unfortunate, but he seems to have missed his land drop, so that's pretty okay for us. Alright, so instead what we're going to do next turn is cast Assault Griffin with Stave Off up, because I think I do want to make this trade if I get the chance. I'm actually going to go ahead with the Lawkeeper because having Stave Off up versus having the Lawkeeper out accomplish relatively similar things, even if he does have a way to deal with the Assault Griffin here. The Lawkeeper is still around to keep his attacker in check. And next turn we can just like suit up the Griffin and start pounding his face in, which is pretty solid. And so at this point in time we basically just try to never not have Stave Off up, because the Griffin is our route to victory. Alright. Boop. Got your dude. That's obviously inconvenient, but given his mana situation, I'm not the most concerned about him being able to pump that into relevance and decide we're 2 swings away from winning anyhow. And here I think it's pretty obvious that we just want to keep up all of our effects, so getting out the other Assault Griffin isn't relevant. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's quite alright that that happens, because he still needs some way to deal with our Assault Griffin, and I can't imagine what it would be. Alright, so we managed to get there. Alright, thanks for watching, and talk to you guys later.